Dear viewers of the Tom Photo channel, I produced a detailed review of Nikon D3400, the link is in the text box, and I started to receive lots of questions about how it compares with Nikon D3500 and which is preferable to buy. Now I'm addressing these questions. I'm not talking about every single button in detail, because I did this in my previous video, but I'm concentrating on the differences between the two cameras. These cameras were released 2 years apart and they are incredibly similar, to the point where you wonder why Nikon even bothered to offer this marginal upgrade. Both are 24 megapixels with touch-insensitive back screens that do not rotate. Both allow HD video at maximally 60 frames per second and no 4K. The small bodies do not have image stabilization or motor for driving lenses. Both have the same hardware and ship with the same 18-55 kit lens that I have reviewed before. See the link in the text box below. They are essentially the same camera. So let me give you the main take-home message right away. If you already own a D3400, you may not gain much with an upgrade. Some people may even prefer the D3400, and I even argue that the D3300 is the best of the pack. You see, all three cameras have the same high-quality sensor and image quality and extremely similar design. Of the three, only the D3300 has the microphone port, dust reduction function, a more powerful flash. Some say that after D3300 the ability to meter with some manual non-Nikon lenses has been reduced in the following models, but no first-hand experience here. So the D3300 could be the best buy. After it, this line of cameras has started to lose bells and whistles. Performance-wise, all three are really the same camera. The connectivity of the D3400 and D3500 is the same, only Bluetooth, no Wi-Fi, and this is a step up from the D3300. Going back in time farther, the D3200 had the low-pass filter installed, making the images less detailed, so the 3200 is the first one that is less desired. Going back even farther, you'll start to lose megapixels beyond what many users like, and the cameras also get heavier. The D3100 and D3000 will be much cheaper and less desired these days for the above mentioned reasons. Let me now list the main differences between the D3500 and D3400. First, at 365 grams without the battery, the D3500 is 30 grams lighter. It's not much, but percentage-wise, it's quite a bit. The design of the D3500 is a small step closer to that of the modern hybrid cameras. The grip of the camera is different. The groove where your fingers go is wider. Of the two cameras, the D3500 feels more comfortable in my hand. If you prefer to use the tips of your fingers more to hold the camera, or your hand is much smaller or bigger than mine, then I'm not sure which one of the bodies you prefer. The button layout is different. They have now relocated buttons from left of the screen to the right. The logic is that then you can press them better while you are looking through the viewfinder. The small dial has become a separate button. The live view button that lets you use the screen to see what you're photographing is now a lever up top. Most of the familiar buttons have moved at least a little bit. The least important thing for most people is the model name on the side of the camera. But the D3400 had a nice 3D badge, while the D3500 has it printed in white paint, as if written by a shaky hand. This gets me actually, because the new design conveys cutting costs. The D3500 looks less noble to me. The D3400 already lost several functions of the D3300. Now they wanted to save even more production costs, but there was nothing left to strip, so they went for the model number. The D3500 has a longer battery life. It's now at 1550, up from 1200. I cannot measure this properly because I have older batteries, but if this is true, then we're looking at the first true advantage of the D3500. And I think it is true because the flash guide numbers of these cameras are the same. You see, some manufacturers are sometimes known to make their flash weaker to get better battery life at testing, because they are required to take certain number of photos with flash when testing. This is not the case here. Both cameras are really great at photography and produce super results. Whichever you choose, you're not going in the wrong direction. Nikons are wonderful. I'd say that overall the D3500 is much the same as its predecessor. The smaller size, better fit in the hand, and better battery life gave it a slight edge over D3400. However, I so much love the batch on my D3400. Weird me. My advice for the new buyers is to prefer the camera that you can get a better deal on and that's been better cared for and has taken less pictures. Don't very much look at the model number. Unless the camera is D3300, then just go get it before they become rare. I'd like to thank you for your time, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon. If you consider subscribing to my channel or liking this video, I'll be very happy. Enjoy your photography with these wonderful Nikon cameras. Goodbye.